Hi, I'm Dan Casetta, and this video is part of Vector's Leadership Academy series. Today's topic is mental toughness. Now, mental toughness is about having the ability to keep your attitude from fluctuating with your results. I have worked with literally thousands of young people over my years in the Vector business, and for whatever reason, I've noticed that a lack of mental toughness is one of the things that derails many people. It's great to be talented or hardworking or be able to get some good results, but it's something completely different to be able to handle the challenges that come along in life with grace and determination. So let's talk about some ways to develop mental toughness. The first is to realize that results will fluctuate. There is no other possibility. Over the years, I've held pretty much every position in Vector, from new sales rep to division manager. And during that time, I invested my time into getting really good at my roles in the business, and I generally worked hard. Now, despite all of that, I still had some ups and downs from time to time. And therein lies a valuable lesson, and that's that fluctuating results is the rule, not the exception. Once you accept that, you'll be able to handle fluctuating results a whole lot better. If you ever want to shake up somebody who's complaining about some negative experience in their life, just say, "Wow, I've never heard of that happening before," and then smile really big. Very quickly, they should realize that what they're complaining about probably happens quite often to just about everyone else. So why complain? Ups and downs are normal in life. Now, the second way to be mentally tough is to change how you view your challenges. So many people wish things in their life would be easier. Well, instead, as I learned from Jim Rohn, it's important to wish you were better. There are several productive ways to view your challenges. The first is as an opportunity for growth. It's only through resistance that we build a muscle. And the same is true with our mental attitudes. It's only by experiencing challenges that we develop a strong mental attitude. So it's important to embrace those challenges and view them positively as an opportunity for growth. Now, you can also view your challenge as a chance to become a better leader. Challenges provide an inspirational story to tell. A lot of my most motivational stories I can share from my Vector experience are times when things didn't go according to plan, and I worked through and still experienced success despite that challenge. They also give us a chance to develop our skills and our attitude, and challenges are a test of our character. They show us who we are, who we've become. One of my favorite inspirational videos I've ever watched is a video of a guy running the Ironman Triathlon. And this is a guy who had actually won the Ironman Triathlon a couple times earlier in his career, but now he's running it for about his 20th time, and he's struggling to get through the race. He's struggling just to finish. And in an interview about that experience, he was talking about all of his times running the Ironman and how he always valued the opportunity to be in that race and use it as a chance to learn more about his own self, to learn more about his fitness, to learn more about his mental state, to learn more about his strengths and his weaknesses. So a challenge is a test of our character and reveals a lot about who we are. One of my favorite quotes comes from one of the old Chicken Soup for the Soul books. And here's the quote: "Great occasions do not make heroes or cowards. They simply unveil them to the eyes of the world. Silently and imperceptibly, as we wake or sleep, we grow strong or weak. And at last, some crisis shows what we have become." Have you experienced any crises in your life recently? What have those experiences revealed about you? One of the reasons it's so great for you to be working with Vector at a young age, as most of you are, is that you will learn things about yourself early, not when you're 30 or 40 years old. And that way you can make positive changes in your life when you're 18 or 20. So therefore, you should embrace the challenges that this job presents to you. Change how you view your challenges. Now, the third key to mental toughness is to be solution-oriented. You want to always look for answers to the problems that crop up and utilize your support system to help you figure out how you can improve. We have a great support system in Vector. Your manager, your division manager, your peers, various Facebook groups, and there are also other places where you can go to get help and support to take you past the challenges that come up. So focus on finding the answers to your challenges. This requires that you believe the answers are out there. Now, the great president of Vector West, Bruce Goodman, has been known to say the answer is always behind. behind the next meeting, behind the next day, behind the next interview, behind the next experience, behind the next book. People who are solution-oriented are looking for those answers, and therefore they're more likely to find and implement them. A key part of being solution-oriented is being able to distill what's important now. A lot of people ask me, what's the secret? There's really no secret to success in Vector, and the steps in achieving success are really different for each individual. But you could ask yourself a couple questions. Here's one. What's the one key skill you can improve that will dramatically improve your results? Another great question would be, what's the one key action you can start taking that will dramatically improve your results? Mentally tough people are always able to look at this next step and then they take it. And that brings me to the next key to mental toughness, fourth, which is to focus on what is in your control. There are some things we can control in life and there are some things we can't. We can't control the weather. We can't control bad timing. We can't control the negative people in our lives, even though you might wish you can. But you can control your response to any situation in your life. And that realization will set you free to live with a lot more happiness and a lot less negative emotions. Also, you can control your growth. So think about these questions. How many books have you read this year to improve your skills and gain new knowledge? What books are on your nightstand right now? Who's in your reference group? Who are you hanging around the most? In order to become mentally tough, you have to learn to focus on what is in your control, and growing and learning are super important. Your opportunity to attend key Vector events is a great part of that. Now, the fifth key to mental toughness is to let go of things quickly. It's important to develop this muscle, and it really is like a muscle. Think about driving along on the freeway. You know, there's 3 lanes in each direction, and there's a car, ahead of you and off to the left, and they suddenly come over, right in front of you, and you have to slow down real quick. A lot of times people get upset about things like this. What I think is important is to consider the intent. It's highly unlikely that that person was trying to do something to upset you. It's far more likely that they just didn't see you. And we've all done that before. So it's not worth getting upset about. Let go of things quickly. There's also times where someone might do something that bothers you. We all have people in our life that we're around a lot, and maybe things about them that bug us. Let it go. Think about the intent. Most of the time, they're not trying to upset us. So it's not worth getting worked up over. A little less than a year ago, a former colleague and trusted friend of mine spearheaded a chain of events that ended up hurting me and my organization profoundly. And I was angry about this for several months. I had a hard time letting it go. What good did that anger do me? None is the answer. And then one day I read this quote: "Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity." When I first read that quote, I started laughing. And that quote changed my perspective completely. Instead of feeling like these people were being deliberately malicious towards me, I could choose to attribute what had happened to their own lack of knowledge or their own bad decision making. They just made a mistake, or that guy's being stupid, is a far less painful explanation of something than feeling like it's a personal attack. So remember, we can choose our response to any situation in life. So learn to choose responses that empower you rather than ones that pull you down. Now finally, if you want to be mentally tough, you have to develop a success consciousness. This is a term coined by Napoleon Hill in his classic book, Think and Grow Rich, which is one of the best-selling self-help books of all time. What this means is that you gradually in your life develop the confidence that you will succeed, the expectation that you will get the things that you want in life. Now, if you change how you view your challenges, and you keep yourself focused on solutions and progress, and you do the things that are in your control, then you will succeed more often than not. And this repeated and gradually higher level of success will build your confidence and build your expectation. And gradually you'll become a champion and habitually have the thoughts of mentally tough, truly successful champions in life. Now, some of you are talking yourself out of my message right now in your head. You're thinking of all the excuses that you have and reasons why you can't do it and justifications why you've continued to allow yourself to be mediocre. You're having a hard time quieting that little voice in your head. And what that means is you don't yet have that success consciousness. But I want to let you know that there's a better way to live and a whole new higher plane on which you can think. And it starts with what I shared here today about mentally tough individuals. They know they'll have challenges, but they expect to succeed anyway. So when challenges arise, they seek solutions. They focus on what is in their control, and they quickly let go of negative experiences. This is what develops the success consciousness. You are all well on your way to developing the mindset of a champion. Congratulations on being part of Vector's Leadership Academy, and I'll look forward to meeting you at future Vector events.